Alright, so this series is about us shooting our first micro-budget feature film. But before I start it, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself, where I came from, because otherwise we'll have some people who say, oh, Mike had connections, it was easy for him, or Mike grew up in the industry, it was no problem for him. But all this could not be further from the truth, because I actually grew up in Switzerland. And I didn't even speak English, so I came a long way. I went to regular school in Switzerland, started an apprenticeship and got my diploma in civil engineer design, which is just a fancy word for being a draftsman. I went to mandatory military service in Switzerland, worked on my job for a few years, and then realized, you know what, this can't be my life, it's like there must be more to life than just this monotony, and I was surrounded by a lot of pessimism in Switzerland. So a few years later I then decided to follow my dreams and come over here to Los Angeles, Hollywood, to pursue acting. So I came over here, made myself legal, and learned the language first, and learned about the country and learned about the entertainment business, started doing extra work for many years, and went to acting class and pursued acting for like 5 years. And I was incredibly fascinated by the craft of acting, but I didn't really book any auditions, and so I started writing my own stuff, kind of like what Stallone did back then when he wrote Rocky and put himself in it. So I kind of did something like that and started writing. And I soon discovered my liking for writing and my knack for screenwriting. And I scored always very high in screenplay contests, and that encouraged me to keep writing. And I wrote, to this day, I've wrote about 20 feature films, and I have been optioned like 13 times, and I have 2 movies right now, or 2 screenplays in financing stage, whatever that means. But I haven't produced a feature film yet, or nobody has. I have also written some short films, and some of them we have produced, and one of them I actually directed. That was the first thing I've ever directed, was a short film I wrote. But there was a time when I was thinking, okay, I have written 20 feature films now, shall I just write my 21st feature film, or how is this going to continue? And then a friend of mine, which I will talk about him a little later, but he said, Mike, I just want to do a feature film next year with you in LA, and you should direct it. And I thought, whoa, well, maybe we can direct it together, He said, no, you can do it, So he was actually the one who put me in that position of even considering directing my first feature film, and that's how it all started. And I just tell you that story for everybody who intends to shoot a feature film. This should be good news, because I was not somehow in a privileged situation. I really came from nothing. I came from Switzerland, not even speaking the language, and now I'm here, having directed my first micro-budget feature film. And there is a lot to it, of course, but we will go deeper into details in those next episodes. We're going to talk about the script and casting and location and permits and financing and all that stuff. I just wanted to give you guys a little setup to show you where I came from, and that's good news, because if I can do it, you can do it. So check out the next episodes when we go a little bit deeper into details, and maybe you can learn something, maybe not, we'll see. And I will never claim that I know it all, or that I know how to do it. I can just show you how I and how we did it. Alright, so I see you in the next episode. Adios.